against the Lynchburg Red Sox. And oh yeah, that guy Falwell. It's Late Night with David Letterman. Tonight, it's our last show, featuring Stupid Pet Tricks, Viewer Mail, and Paul Schaefer without the world's most dangerous band. And now, here's a man who had his dog both spayed and neutered because he didn't know the difference, David Letterman. Thank you very much. This is our last show, and coincidentally, our good friend Jay Leno just taped his last Doritos corn chip commercial, and in it he says, "You fat pigs, you've eaten all the Doritos, we can't make any more." Okay, and now let's say hello to our good friend, Mr. Paul Schaefer.
Thanks, Dave. It's kind of a kooky, nutty show, our last show, and I apologize for the band, but they thought last night was the last night of the show. And Dave, I was noticing, has the gap between your teeth gotten wider?
Gee, I hadn't noticed. Can we get a close-up? Yeah, sure enough. Thanks for pointing that out, Paul.
Anytime.
Time now for our last top 10 list, and Paul, do you have any special music for our last list?
Sure, Dave. It's our last top 10 list. Yeah.
Very touching, Paul. Did you notice that we have a new set for our last show? Does that tell you anything?
It says to me that the last show will have a new set.
Yeah, very good. And now may I have the special top 10 list? Thank you. As always, from the home office in Motley, Virginia, tonight's category, the top 10 things I will do after this last show. May I have a drum roll, Paul? Number 10, find Chris Elliott's famous father, Ray, and finally admit the only reason Chris was hired was to do a new rendition of Slow Talkers of America with stagehand Biff. Number 9, we'll recommend friend Bill Wendell as the new announcer for Super Sloppy Double Dare. Number 8, we'll go on the lecture circuit, convincing everyone professional wrestling is real. Number 7, I'll borrow a Live at 5 cameraman and continue to hound Bryant Gumbel. Number 6, I'm throwing a huge party, but only those wearing GE Sucks t-shirts will be allowed in. Number 5, I'll watch with glee as Paul's career goes down the tubes. Number 4, I'll write a book detailing the creative differences I constantly had with my director. It's called I Hate How Gertner, that's Gurney, Dave. Number 3, in an attempt to fight corruption and gambling, I will open a series of race tracks with this disclaimer clearly visible. This is an exhibition, not a competition. Please, no wagering. Number 2, I will introduce a bill to Congress demanding that Kraft change the name of its macaroni and cheese to cheese and macaroni. And the number 1 thing I'll do after this show is over, I'll see to it that the National Enquirer gets all the information they need on the torrid love affair between Larry Bud Melman and Connie Chung. Okay, hold on to your seats now. It's time for Stupid Pet Tricks, and due to time, we can only have one trick. They only gave us 15 minutes for the last show, Paul. You know why?
Why, Dave?
Because they didn't want us to preempt LA law. They're just delaying it 15 minutes. Neat, huh?
Yeah, great.
Now, I understand it will be your pet tonight, right, Paul?
That's right, Dave.
And as a reminder to everyone in the studio and at home, this is an exhibition, not a competition. Please, I beg you, take it, Paul.
No wagering.
Okay, Paul, you want to introduce your pet and tell us what he or she is going to do?
Yes, this is my bird, Speck. 3D. Scary, wasn't it? Ha! Look, she's back again. Okay. With this bird, I will stick it in my mouth. It loves to do this. I don't know why. Watch this. How was that, Dave?
That was great, Paul. Here it is yours again in slow motion instant replay. Oh, okay, we don't have it. Well, thanks, Paul. Okay, time now for our voluminous viewer mail. These are actual letters written by actual viewers. Paul, have you got any music for our last viewer mail? Okay, letter number 1. Dear Dave, why bother? From Mark Britton, Lynchburg, Virginia. Well, that's a good question, Mark. Number 2, Dear Dave. Dear Dave, this is letter number 2. Dear Dave, what exactly does voluminous mean? Marvy Ribos, Salt Lake City, Washington. Salt Lake City, that's in Vermont, isn't it? Where's that, Paul?
Oh, I don't know, Dave.
Yeah, well, anyway. Well, Marvy, we can't take valuable network time explaining it to you, but I will say it's a big word that makes me appear more intelligent than I am. Letter number 3. Mr. Letterman, usually the credits at the end of the show roll by so fast I can't count them. How many men and women does it take to do your show? Signed, Faye W. Klutz, Calumet City, Illinois. Well, that's a good question, and it takes many talented men and women to do a show like ours. A show like ours. Ours is done by 3 winos. Letter number 4, and this is, thankfully, our last letter. Letter number 4. Dear Dave, when I am introduced to people, they always laugh because my name is long and sometimes hard to pronounce. Will you please inform them that they are being excessively rude? Thank you. This letter comes to us from Mahershala Hashbaz, Washington, in Bayport, New York. Well, consider it done, Mashy. Everyone stop laughing. Boy, not a moment too soon done with this. Well, Paul, not done a moment too soon, huh?
No, Dave.
I guess that about wraps it up. Anything you want to say before we go?
Bye, Dave.
Well, thanks for a great 9 years. Bye, Paul. Good night.